Welcome to the Lowdown on GhanaWeb TV. This is the most interactive socio-political program you can find online. We bring you facts and updates on issues that matter to you. My name is Ismail Akwe, and in this edition, we are going to discuss tourism. The tourism industry has been very vibrant lately. We had Kwahu Easter celebrations and also other celebrations all over the country. We are going to discuss how the tourism industry can help build up or even bring in more revenue into our economy. Our guest is from the Ghana Tourism Authority. He will be doing this discussion with us. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back from the break. This is the Lowdown on GhanaWeb TV. Our guest is Kofi Atta Kakra Kusi. He is the Deputy Head of Corporate Affairs at the Ghana Tourism Authority. Welcome, Kofi.
Thank you, my brother.
I know you have been very busy this past week.
Very, very busy.
Kwahu Easter has been a great success.
Absolutely.
And how did it go? How did you prepare? How did you plan? How did you manage to bring all the pilots and all of them?
I won't cut you up. It's about product development, right? Kwahu Easter has been developed over time, and this is a time for us to reap the benefit out of it. Before I continue, let me give a big greetings to the Honorable Minister for Tourism, Honorable Dr. Ibrahim Awa Mohammed, and his Deputy, Honorable Mark Okrikumante. I'm not forgetting my Chief Executive, Mr. Kwesi Ajiman, and the currently appointed Board Chairman of the Ghana Tourism Authority, Honorable Seth Ejeba. You see, Kwahu has been a test case as we moved swiftly from COVID restrictions. As the President, His Excellency the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, lifted the restrictions just about a month or 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, you realize that we launched the Kwahu Easter celebrations sometime on the 16th of March. And since that time, the euphoria has been of a kind. You see, what has been the case is that we have been very much particular about domestic tourism, trying to improve our domestic setting. When COVID struck, you do recall that the global community, we could not travel to anyone's country. So obviously, what it means is that we have to do our own well. In the account balance, they say, so we are to make sure that ours has been made proper before looking at the other countries and all that. So basically what the authority does is to market the country domestically and internationally. So if you look at Kwahu, as in Kwahu Easter celebrations, it's been back to back. We had a number of activities and events that took place there. If you look at the events and activities, one has to do mainly the paragliding festival, which of course brings a lot of diasporans and people of African descent into the country, and then international tourists from all over the globe. They are all here. Also, we have musical concerts, we have pool parties, we have a lot of activities took place. You have carnivals, street carnivals, masquerade festival, and all that.
We saw all of them because
Yes.
you're doing so well with communication.
Absolutely.
But how long did it take you to plan the Kwahu Easter festival?
Yes, as a matter of fact, like I said, it's about product development. So even in the time of the restrictions, the authority under the leadership of Mr. Kwesi Ajiman was working assiduously behind the scenes, making sure that we were cementing all the loose holes in order to make sure that we get a clear picture of how it will look like. So our marketing actually started in the time of COVID. During the restrictions, we were working assiduously behind the scenes. Of course, what the authority has a research department. The research department, way back sometime last year, even undertook what we call a farm tour to Kwahu and its environs in order to do a farm tour of the entire enclave. So that is exactly what we did, and this is the results.
Did you have any data as to the number of people who were present at Kwahu?
Good. This is a very good question. Let me commend you for this. Research is very key to any industry. Like it is, the Ghana Tourism Authority has been very strong when it comes to our research. So we have a whole directorate in charge of research. Our research department was stationed in Kwahu during the festivities. They have always been there. So always we generate a tourism report that gives you a report of what our event and activities was like. But of course, you know that we just came from Kwahu. So the research department is still working assiduously in order to generate the needed reports so that we could be able to feed the teeming public. And in as much as that be the case, of course, the Honorable Minister has indicated, Honorable Dr. Ibrahim Awar Mohammed had indicated early on that we are looking at raking in close to about annually, we are looking at raking in close to about $2.3 billion into the economy.
$2.3 billion annually. An estimate.
In estimate.
Okay. So is Kwahu Easter going to be a regular event? I know Easter is annual. However, the other activities like the paragliding and then the others, which are done annually during Easter period, there are so many calls for it to be done, I mean, regularly, like maybe every month there should be something around paragliding. Is this something you're going to consider? Have you thought about it?
Good, my brother. You've asked a very good question once again. I think I must commend GhanaWeb for your line of questions. It's very good. The CEO, my CEO had indicated early on during interviews with the media, he had indicated that because we are trying to entrench our domestic setting in terms of our domestic tourism, trying to improve our domestic tourism, what the Ghana Tourism Authority will be doing is that as part of the pilots, obviously, let me say this again. The pilots, we had pilots from Peru, Switzerland, USA, and then Germany. And then there was one Ghanaian pilot. What the authority is doing moving forward is to get a number of Ghanaian pilots to fly so that we would not depend on the white man. I am a Pan-Africanist personally, and I believe in we making our own better. In making our own better, we do not need the white man to be there for us. We have to develop our own. That is why Jonathan used to be a solo pilot.
So Jonathan is a Ghanaian pilot?
He's a Ghanaian pilot.
Okay.
Jonathan
He was the only Ghanaian one?
The only Ghanaian
Jonathan
pilot.
Quay.
Jonathan Quay.
Okay.
He's a solo pilot. And then the others are, and then there are others who are also tandem pilots. What it means is that when someone is a solo pilot, the person flies alone.
Okay.
Then you graduate to become a tandem pilot. Fortunately enough, now Jonathan Quay is a tandem pilot. For years, he's been a solo pilot. He was training, and by the grace of God, he's now a tandem pilot. There is a certifying agency that looks at paragliders. So
in Ghana?
Yes, not in Ghana,
okay,
but outside there.
Or was he training under the auspices of the Ghana Tourism Authority, or he was independent?
Yes, we were part of the push.
Okay.
Yes, the Tourism Authority was part of the push. The Ministry of Tourism also part of the push. So that is why the Chief Executive had indicated, Mr. Kwesi Agyeman, had indicated that moving forward, the Tourism Authority is looking at having local pilots, local content. Local content is very important in order to improve our tourism industry. So we are also looking at private investors coming in to invest in the paragliding sport as an aviation sport and other various events and activities that we have in the country.
So are there any other Ghanaian pilots under training, tandem pilots?
As at the moment, there are others who are also undergoing training, as CEO had indicated. But at the right time, we're going to make it public for Ghanaians to know exactly who they are, what they are, and then also we are trying to. There's a training pitch that is being looked at in the near future, so that they could have that uniform training.
So until we get a number of Ghanaian pilots, we can't have paragliding every month or any other time.
Good. So that is our target.
Okay.
Our target is that once we have the local pilots, obviously we are expected to fly each, maybe every holiday. Yeah, maybe Independence Day. My brother, you go with your family and then your daughter or son wants to fly. Why not? Yeah. So they would have to probably do some bookings beforehand, before getting there. Then they go through the process and then paraglide. So we are looking at each over the year round, we should be able to have paragliding.
So let's talk about domestic tourism. Now, we've seen the Accra City Tour. Is there a Kumasi City Tour?
Yes, that will be coming.
That will be coming. So it's just Accra for now.
Accra City Tour.
And I see a lot of people showing excitement and joining the tours and all of that. How did that idea come up? Good,
my brother. Thank you. You've asked a very good question. You see, tourism is a private sector driven sector. What it is that we as an authority, we are to engage our private sector strongly in order for them to be on board. They come in on board, they bring a lot of ideas, a lot of things that they bring on board. For example, in bringing up about the idea of the Accra City Tour, we had to engage our private sector, which of course we call them the Ghana Tourism Federation, GHATOF. Okay. We call them Ghana Tourism Federation, GHATOF, GHATOF, GHATOF. So what GHATOF does is that it has umbrella associations. Okay. It has trade associations under it. So GHATOF is the umbrella body, and you have the association, trade associations. The trade associations include the Tour Operators Union of Ghana, the Car Renters Association of Ghana, the Ghana Hotels Association, you have the Tour Guides Association, you have the Kids in Tourism, you have the Tourism Society of Ghana. So all these Cow Club, all these associations, about 33 associations under the private sector, our tourism private sector. We call them the tourism value chain. Okay. So they are specifically those who make sure that the engine of the tourism industry runs. How do we run? The tour operator is more or less a segregator. They segregate their activities. If I say the tour operator segregates its activities, what it does is that if the tour operator picks up a tour from, for example, the airport, okay, obviously the tourist is going to sleep, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So the hotels would have their share. Do you get it? The tour guide will come in. The tour guide would have to give, directions. This is Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum. This is that. This is that. This is Brick Gardens. This is what it is. This is what it is. So each and everyone, the car renter will bring their cars. Do you understand? So it means that at any point in time when the tour operator moves, he moves with some part of the tourism value chain. So the Ghana Hotels Association comes in. The car rentals comes in, the tour guides comes in. If they are kids, the Kids in Tourism comes in. If they are the youth, we have the Tourism Society of Ghana. So it is a whole gamut in itself.
So the Accra City Tour is a private, it's a private idea, basically, from the private sector.
Good. It is something that, I must say that it is more or less a PPP thing. Okay. Public-private partnership, okay, which of course the Tourism Authority is leading the face. In recent times we've had about 2 public-private partnership forums which are taking place. What we do is to engage our private sector more often, so that our private sector is the engine of our sector. So we engage them more often, more especially as part of the Accra City Tour. We have the Tour Operators Union. We have an MOU with the Tour Operators Union of Ghana, which of course the tours are expected to also extend to the various regions. Like you mentioned, is Kumasi going to get their share? Moving on, in the near future, we are expecting to have this tour also move to the various regions of the country.
So it costs about, is it 60 cedis or 80 cedis to have a tour for an adult?
Yes.
And then for a child, it's about 35 or
Absolutely.
so, and then 20 for students or something
Absolutely.
like that.
Absolutely.
I think that's the cheapest tour anyone can get, the cheapest, because from there, if you want to go to Akosombo, you can't have anything less than 300 cedis.
That's it.
Is the authority looking at the cost, the price of some of these tours that people have to embark on? Because we want to promote domestic tourism as well.
Good. Bro, as a matter of fact, the tour operators, in as much as we signed the MOU, let me put it across before I go on to that. This domestic tourism campaign, which we call Experience Ghana, Share Ghana campaign, the campaign was launched by His Excellency on the 1st of June in 2020, in 2021. And since it was launched, we've had an increase in our domestic tourism. If initially during the time of COVID, in 2019, before COVID, we had a boom in domestic tourism, about 600,000, right? And then in 2020, 2021, we had limited numbers. It came down to 200,000 and 300,000. Now we are climbing steadily to at par with the 600,000 that we had in 2019. So we can confidently say that since we launched the Experience Ghana, Share Ghana domestic tourism campaign as part of our See Ghana, Eat Ghana, and Wear Ghana, Feel Ghana campaign, we have seen significant boost in our domestic tourism. Let me come back to your question. What the authority has done is that as part of the MOU with the Tour Operators Union of Ghana, we have been able to get them to be able to have packages, rebate packages. I wish the tour operators were here to give their view on this, so that you can have their view also in respect of what they have done with the Hotels Association also. Now, the various tourism value chain are speaking with each other, are having a stakeholders conference, a stakeholders forum, where the tour guides are involved, the Hotels Association are involved, the GTA is involved, the travel agents are involved, the tour operators are involved, the tour guides. So all of us are involved. What it means is that we have been able to come to a conclusion where rebates for various tours have been given. Let's say let's say a tour guide is picking a tour to Akosombo, like you mentioned. Maybe it cost about, let's say, 100 Ghana. Okay. Because of the discussions, it will probably drop to 50 Ghana or even 40 Ghana. Do you get it? Yes. So these are the discussions that have gone on and are still ongoing with the Hotels Association, the tour operators, the tour guides, and a host of our tourism value chain. So in order for Ghanaians to have a holistic experience of our domestic tourism, these are some of the measures that have been put in place by the ministry and the Ghana Tourism Authority.
It needs to go down because the country is hot.
Very well.
And people must go out there and see what we have in the country.
Absolutely,
We'll
bro.
soon talk about toilets on our roads.
Yeah.
Because when you're going for tourism, definitely you need toilets on the road. And it's hard to find them. But I'm sure you tell us something about that. We'll be right back after this break. This is the Lowdown on GhanaWeb TV. Welcome back from the break. This is the Lowdown on GhanaWeb TV. My name is Ismail Akwe. Our guest is Kofi Atta Kakra Kusi. He is the Deputy Head of Corporate Affairs at the Ghana Tourism Authority. We're talking about Kwahu Easter. We're talking about domestic tourism. But before we even talk about the public toilets on our roads, let's just go a little bit back to the Kwahu Easter celebration that was just held. What were some of the challenges that you faced as an authority?
Good. We had a very successful event, and I would say that one of our major challenge, of course, it's been a major challenge, because if I say a major challenge, what I mean is that we had close to about over 400 people registering to fly the paragliding. A lot of people registered because a lot of thinking, a lot of marketing, a lot of PR went into we expecting people to come and register to fly. And the major challenge had to do with the weather.
Okay. You
do recall when I was giving my submissions, I indicated that we have various local organizing committees that we work with. We work with the Kwahu East, Kwahu West, Kwahu South district assemblies. We worked also with the Ministry of Health, the Ghana Health Service, the Military Service, the Police Service, the Ghana Meteorological Services. So one major challenge at the paragliding site was the weather. The weather was not favorable at all. So you could see that the numbers that we were able to fly dropped. We flew close to about 194 194 flights, and then out of the 194 we had 188 tandem pilots and then flying, and then 6 solo pilots. We were expecting to fly almost everyone. But that notwithstanding, what the authority has put in place is that, we have this corporate paragliding festival, which we usually do in September. September, it's usually the tourism month. So in September, our chief executive has indicated that corporate paragliding festival would be held, and that those who couldn't fly, obviously, would have the opportunity to fly. So our major challenge had to do
with refunds?
What is happening is that we are having a post-mortem. Obviously, their monies are not locked up. Okay. They are still with us. And that would, we are still having a post-mortem, and that's post-mortem we would know how to communicate back to the revelers.
Some of them are not from here.
Yes,
some they would be leaving. So,
Exactly, my brother. And one thing also is that, because Ghana has been sold out there so well. You do recall when the president visited London, there was a launch of Destination Ghana. Yeah. That launch is to showcase Ghana back to the world after the restrictions have been lifted. And what it means is that Ghana is absolutely ready, open and ready to receive our foreigners, our tourists, people of African descent, our diasporans. So, bro, if you asked with the question where you are saying that some would have to go and come back, of course, we have sold Ghana to the world to understand that they even want to go and come back again. Yes. So, in as much as they have not been able to fly, they would want to go back, go and come back. Already they were here. They have experienced our culture, our heritage, our adventure, our history, our customs, our traditions. And as part of that, they have been able to inculcate themselves in the Ghanaian setting as part of our Experience Ghana, Share Ghana agenda. So obviously, they even want to come back. So they would definitely come back for the Corporate Paragliding Festival.
And the other challenges?
Yes. The other challenges had to do with the various events that went on. Those, I would say, were not challenges, but they were goodwill. We had a number of people at the various events and activities that took place, and that also there were the various tourist sites and attractions. The other challenges also had to do with the tourist sites and attractions. Of course, some of these tourist sites and attractions are the Tourism Authority and the Ministry is looking at bringing them to that global standard. Yes, there are various tourist sites and attractions in the Kwahu Enclave. So in 2019, there was an LI 2393, which was passed by Parliament, Tourist Sites and Attractions Regulations. And that regulations is giving the Tourism Authority a lot of support in order to be able to regulate the activities at the tourist sites and attractions. So you look at the paragliding site, the road to the center was being fixed. As we were there, you could see that the road was still under construction. Those are some of the challenges. But of course, it wasn't too much of a challenge because it was easily motorable. Some of the tourist sites also had some challenges with the roads, which are also being fixed. Some of them would have also been earmarked to be fixed as part of the LI 2393 tourist sites and attraction regulations.
Was that an overflow at Kwahu?
Bro, there was a huge overflow.
Is there any possibility of managing the number of people who could attend such a festival if indeed we can't take in everybody?
Indeed, we can take. We are possible to take almost everyone. All the hotels were full, brother. Yes, all the hotels, the guest houses, there were a lot of people, and the traffic. Let me commend the Ghana Police Service. Right. We thought it would have been a challenge, but Dr. Dampare and his men really were up to the game. Yes, you could see the traffic flow was just so excellent. You could see how they brought a certain motorcycle, which of course they call it police visibility. Yeah. It was really on point, advantage point, making sure the traffic flow was really on point. So let me commend once again the police administration for the support to the industry. And the tourism industry is a multi-sectoral industry, and we cut across various sectors of the economy. So the security services, the meteorological services, the health services, the military service, all of them did a great job, and it minimized some of the challenges that we thought could have been the case. For example, hitherto, at some point in time, some of the hotels also had some challenges, right? But in recent times when we went, we didn't find those challenges there. Like some of the hotels were not keeping their places well, but we sensitized them for them to make sure that we made them aware of the fact that because of the advent of COVID, we have to be very careful and ensure that the right things are done at the various hotels and various tourism establishments in order for us to have a holistic celebration. So, bro, if you asked, it was a very wonderful experience.
Security was good?
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah. So now let's go back to our domestic tourism discussion, where there's distance between some tourist sites and also some towns. So let's say someone from Accra wants to go to maybe the central part of Ghana, Ashanti region. You can count the number of washrooms you could use on the roads. And we had an interview with the MPA, and they are saying it's under their jurisdiction to make sure that every fuel station has a washroom because it's mandatory per law. However, we still have inadequate washrooms. Is this something that's of concern to the authority?
Yes, you see, sanitation is very key, right? You do not expect that people would do anything anyhow across the roads as they are applying. As people apply the roads, we don't expect them to do anything anyhow. So what the authority has done is that the authority, there is a multi-sectorial committee, right, which we call, there is also an interministerial committee where we have the various top men deal at that level. So this has come to our information, and it has been relayed to the committee. The committee is working assiduously on it. I'm happy that you mentioned NP. I do recall during the time of Tampuli, Hassan Tampuli, Honorable Hassan Tampuli, he's now the MP for Gushegu. I do recall during his time we had an extensive meeting on that, because we've realized that when tours are moving to various tourist sites and attractions, they usually stop at the filling stations. So we had more or less multi-sectorial committee meeting where the NPO was also involved, and then we made sure that our grievances are known, and then also the authority is also looking at how to push the tourism development fund. We have a tourism development fund which is paid 1% from all the patrons who visit the various tourism establishments. So the authority is also looking at also pushing more in terms of looking at the washrooms along the roads to the various tourist sites and attractions, and also the tourism establishments.
Now, when we come to the tour companies or some of the tour organizations that we have, are they all regulated? And are they supposed to be regulated or licensed by the tourism authority?
Thank you. That's a very good question. Good. That is where the tourism authority's work comes to fore. We are mandated by law to register tourism establishment. If I say we are mandated by law to register this establishment, what it means is that the tour operators are licensed by the Ghana Tourism Authority, the hotels are licensed by us, the travel and tour agencies, the pubs, the restaurants. What is it is that the Ghana Tourism Authority has a whole directorate. We call it Standards and Quality Assurance Department. The department ensures that all these tourism value chain establishments are registered and licensed by the authority. That is why if the authority wants to embark on a city tour, we will deal with the tour operators. The tour operators are all licensed by the authority. So on this note, I would urge all travel and tour agencies and tour operators to register also with the authority and also register with the tour operators in order to make sure that your activities are regulated accordingly. Anytime you go by the laid down rules and procedures, your activities obviously are regulated appropriately. So like you asked, we make sure that we regulate all these tourism establishments.
So are we talking about all hotels, all of them, or there are some specific or particular hotels that are supposed to be getting licenses from the authority?
All hotels are expected to be licensed by the authority. Obviously, we have some recalcitrant ones who are in there. Of course, we call on them to come to the authority. As a matter of fact, we have regional offices across the length and breadth of this country. So if you go to Western Region, we have our Western Regional Manager there. You can go there and then you would have access to the office and then register. So all hotels from 1 star to 5 star, everybody, and then guest houses.
Okay.
And then we have some motels. The motels are along the road. Yeah, so all of them are expected to register and then be licensed by the authority. If you are not licensed by the authority has the mandate to close you down appropriately.
Have you gone after anyone before?
Yes, we have. Even in Kwahu, a lot happened there. A week before the Kwahu Easter paragliding festival and a week before the Easter celebrations in there, what the authority did was that our Eastern Regional Manager, Frederick A.J. Rudolph, had to visit various hotels across the length and breadth of Kwahu and the Eastern region. A lot of hotels were closed down.
Closed down?
Yes, they were closed down outrightly. Why were they closed down? Some were not adhering to the rules and regulations and the standards that have been set by the authority. Yes. So, and any time when the authority embarks on these, we call it enforcement exercise. When the authority embarks on the enforcement exercise, what happens is that we always ensure that the right things are done. So we embark on it with the Ghana Police Service. They are always with us in order to ensure safety and security.
You mentioned pubs and also bars. Are they also supposed to?
They are all under the Ghana Tourism Authority. Yes.
And they are all mandated.
They are all
of them?
mandated. Yes.
There are so many of them in every corner.
Exactly, my brother. So, my brother, when you go to any pub, when you go to any hotel, look out for the Ghana Tourism Authority license before probably you sleep there, so that just in case something happens, if something happens and they are not registered, then you are in your own hands. Do you get it? So a couple of times we've had reports where issues or activities have gone on within hotels, and the first thing the police would ask is that, do you have a Ghana Tourism Authority license? If you don't have, then you have really faulted the law. Yeah. So that's it, bro. And even in Kwahu, we have this Kwahu Easter travel guide. What we did was that most of the licensed hotels are in this guide. So if you are not, some of them who are not registered are not here. And this guide gives you a whole lot of activities that went on, whatever went on in Kwahu is all in the guide. I think I'll leave this copy with you, my brother.
Thank you very much.
Very well.
So this is quite very nice copy. Is it going to be in every hotel? Is it going to be in our flights?
Good.
Where can we find them?
Good. What is it is that a lot were given out in Kwahu, and then we are trying as much as possible to print a lot more copies for the various institutions. A lot were sent to the hotels in Kwahu, a lot were sent to the pubs, the car rentals, travel and tour agencies, and then even revelers ranging from Obomin to Mprayaso to Etibie to Abetifi and all environment within Kwahu.
What's the next festival, the next big one that's coming up?
Good. The next one is Panafest Emancipation Day celebrations, and that is where our we appreciate our heritage as a people. It has to do with the slave trade movement. The slave movement that went on. I told you early on that I'm a Pan-Africanist, so I believe in the Pan-African experience, and it has to do also with the fact that we try to connect with our roots. We try to connect with our ancestors for them to, for us to feel part of the history Marcus Garvey makes a statement that people without a history probably are not worth dying for, isn't it? Good. If you do not have a history, then you are not existent. So we need to entrench our history as a people. If I say we need to entrench our history as a people, what I mean is this. The Ghana Tourism Authority, during the year of return, one of our main selling point had to do, during the year of return, had to do with our heritage sites. And the year of return was tied to the slave trade movement. So you see that our heritage as a people is very important. And it is one selling point which really gives Ghana it gave Ghana the international recognition out there.
So what's the authority going to do during the Emancipation Day? Is there going to be any surprises for us? Is there anything special?
Yes, usually during the Emancipation Day, what the authority does is that we have visits to Asen Manso, Asen Praso, those river, those places where the slaves were taken to, and then that is where they had their last bath before they were transported outside there. As a matter of fact, during the year of return really is in 1619, about 400 years, when our ancestors were picked up from Jamestown in Accra here to Jamestown in Virginia. Right. So there is Jamestown also in Virginia, in USA. So it connects with the Panafest Emancipation thing. So this year we are also trying as much as possible to make it big. Why would we say that we are trying as much as possible to make it big? You know, His Excellency the President has launched Destination Ghana in UK, and it dovetails into the year of return and the follow-up, which is the Beyond the Return. Beyond the Return has about 7 pillars, which of course we are focusing on the pillars. And one has to do with Invest in Ghana, one has to do with Pan-African heritage and innovation. So with that, what we are trying to do is that we are trying to push traffic to Ghana using Destination Ghana and Beyond the Return. In as much as we are doing that, we are also looking at raking in $2.5 billion into the economy.
Well, this is a great feat, and also the monies are huge. Definitely every Ghanaian is also contributing to the tourism industry through the tourism levy. We'll talk about that right after this break. This is the Lowdown on GhanaWeb TV. We'll be right back. Welcome back from the break. This is the Lowdown on GhanaWeb TV. My name is Ismail Akwe, and our guest is Kofi Atta Kusi, and you are the Deputy Head of Corporate Affairs at the Ghana Tourism Authority. You've given us so much insight into the tourism industry in Ghana and how it's operating. And I think this is quite an important discussion, because every Ghanaian should be in on it and also be rooting for more people to come into the country, more people to see our heritage and our culture. And if you don't bring it out, people will just tell your story for you.
That's
so
true.
We are telling our own story, and we are bringing in people to see them. However, every Ghanaian is also paying some money as tourism levy to the tourism authority. But why so? Because at the end of the day, we also go through domestic tourism and we pay for it. So why do you need to pay extra levy for tourism?
Bro, as a matter of fact, what the tourism levy seeks to achieve as part of the National Tourism Development Plan 2013 to 2027, what the authority is doing and has done is to fashion out the tourism development levy. The tourism development levy is charged on the service that the patron seeks to achieve from the tourism establishment. For example, my brother, if you sleep in a hotel, right, it is rather charged on the establishment that will pay to the authority. So the money you give to the The money you will give to the hotel, right? The hotel will charge the 1% on that money and remit back to the authority. Okay. Good. You were asking why is it so? Good. As part of the National Tourism Plan, National Tourism Development Plan, and our marketing strategy, what the authority seeks to achieve is to look at development of our tourist sites and attractions, and that also the development of tourism in general. What I mean is this: when the president launched Destination Ghana in the UK, he mentioned that $40 million is going to be put aside as part of the Ghana Tourism Development Bank project. Ghana Tourism Development Bank project. Yes. What it seeks to achieve is to be able to develop the various tourist sites and attractions. And this one we have support also from the World Bank. So we are looking at be able to develop the various tourist sites and attractions across the length and breadth of the country. As I'm speaking with you, renovation works are ongoing at Ebri Botanical Gardens. 1. 2. Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum.
I was going to mention that one because it's been left to rot.
Exactly.
And we still take money.
Work
go
is
there
ongoing.
See nothing.
Yes, my brother.
Work is ongoing.
Work is ongoing.
So
yes.
has it been closed now or is it still operating?
It is operating, but not because of the works ongoing. The place is not really functioning too much.
The last time I went there, I didn't see any signs of work being done.
Work is ongoing, my brother. As a matter of fact, the funds have been made available, okay. And if you speak with the director of the place, Alaji would indicate to you that yes, renovation works has started, and we hope to achieve the best for that park because it rakes in a lot into the economy. As a matter of fact, Ebri Botanical Gardens is also there. We have Yas Antoine Museum in Ejiso is also there. Menchia Museum are all under the World Bank project, where we are trying as much as possible to be able to renovate, refurbish, and be able to make sure that these tourist sites and attractions are brought to that in global and international standard. So, my brother, if you ask, the tourism levy, it helps in being able to bring our tourism back to fruition. You know, in recent times, most of our activities, and most of it has been from the tourism levy, because it helps us to be able to look at where the loopholes are, and then we are able to clip them appropriately.
So which loopholes were there in the past that now have been sealed? What are like the successes of the tourism authority compared to, let's say, 10 years ago or 15 years ago? Good,
bro. You've asked a very good question. Some of the loopholes, I must confess, probably may have to do with the tourist sites and attractions, right? That is why the tourist sites and attractions regulations, LI 2393, came into force in 2019, in order to be able for us to focus more on our tourist sites and attractions, and then packaging of our cultural experiences, packaging of some of the natural experiences, natural resources, our cultural, societal experiences, and all that. So all these had to do with marketing, how we were able to bring up this project development plan in order to make sure that our tourism is up to that international standard. So some of these challenges, of course, since the inception of the tourism levy, we've been able to put them to that. We've been able to make sure that they are brought to that international standard. For example, the roads leading to some of the tourist sites.
Okay.
Right. You do recall when Kintampo Waterfall, when we had the issue there. You do recall
the incident where someone died.
Exactly. That, for instance, it was the Tourism Development Fund that quickly rushed in to be able to salvage the situation. So if you go to Kintampo now, you realize that the place has been kept very well, and that brought to fruition the tourism levy, the tourism levy, the tourism regulations. That is the LI 2393, Tourist Sites and Attractions Regulation. So obviously, since we got the tourism levy, it has helped the authority to plan. Right. Planning has become one of our major things that we do because of a little bit of funding around, so that we are able to know where we need to put the trucks.
Besides Kakum, we have other canopy walkways in the country. I know there's one in Tema area. There's another around Akosombo and other places. Have they all been certified by the Tourism Authority?
Most of these places, what it is that we have our Product Development and Investment Directorate, and they are looking at all these places, those places that needs to be certified. It goes through some rigorous scrutiny. Okay. So as I'm speaking with you, all those places are being looked at through our Product Development and Investment wing, so that we do not falter with the law. They do not also falter with the law. We make sure that each and everyone is within the confines of the law.
Helicopter tours, do you have that yet? No? Is it in the plans?
It's something that would definitely come in the plans. Of course, you know that there is an airport that would happen in the eastern region, and it's to open up the eastern region. So moving on and on, obviously, we are expecting to have such initiatives. And like I said, it is tourism. The engine of the tourism industry mainly has to do with the private sector. It is mainly private sector driven. So we are looking at a time when investment, one of the pillars like I mentioned as part of the Beyond the Return is invest in Ghana. So we are looking at our indigenous entrepreneurs investing into some of these tours, helicopter tours, and then we are able to bring helicopters and then have tours with it and all that. It gives, and you know, when you are in, it's just like how the drone would do its work, isn't it? But you have a personal experience of how the place, for example, when you and I, when we travel, we are in this plane, of course, you see, when you watch down, you see a whole lot of array, like a whole lot.
And we hope not to see galamsey pits and all sorts of things that we're not supposed to see. However, let's talk about outbound tourism, where Ghanaians go out there to other places. Does the authority have a hand in that as well? Because so many countries are coming up, and there are some places Ghanaians go and then they are not allowed entry, and some people suffer at certain countries where you might not even expect people to be rejected or returned. Do you have a hand in those traveling outside Ghana for touristic purposes?
What the authority does is that we directly liaise with the Ghana Immigration Service and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So at any point in time when Ghanaians have issues, when they have issues, of course, anytime they call on us, what we do is that if it has to be referred to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or the Ghana Immigration Service, we do that. What the authority also does is that we, as an authority, we are mandated by the law as in the Tourism Act, Act 817/2011, passed in 2011. What it mandates us is to market the country out there. So, as an authority, we always undertake international fairs and exhibitions. Recently, personally, I also came from South Africa. It was a wonderful experience because you are able to pull the pull factor. You pull people, you pull tourists, you pull the diasporans into this country, right? It's a way of the authority also trying as much as possible to be able to market ourselves out there. Once we go out there, and our fellow Ghanaians who always go out there, they also engage in a form of marketing, in a form of support to the authority in terms of marketing. They go out there and market and then bring people in here. For example, the tour operators, they always go out there and then they bring clients in here. So it helps us to be able to streamline our activities as an authority.
Qatar or Ghana? Dubai or Ghana? I'm sure this question, if you ask a lot of Ghanaians, they might say, oh, Dubai. or Qatar because they see very beautiful pictures. They see all the lights. They see everything like that. Those in Ghana will tell you the roads are dark, and sometimes the roads, or most of the time, the roads are really bad. Is this something that might change anytime soon?
We are virtually looking at making sure Ghana becomes #1 or the preferred tourist destination in West Africa, and probably even the entire Africa. You know about the Marine Drive tourism development project. The Marine Drive is expected to house a number of projects in there, a number of high-rising hotels, number of our tourism value chain are expected to be there. So Rome obviously was not built in a day, my brother. So we expect that the tourism authority will we are putting the necessary measures in place. Also, like I said, we are a multi-sectoral agency, so we liaise with the various sectors of the economy. Where the energy ministry needs to come in, we bring them in. Where the forestry, where the environment ministry needs to come, we bring them in. Where the foreign affairs needs to come in, we bring them in. So that multi-sectorial committee, interministerial committee, is also working, where we are foreseeing that in the near future, Ghana would obviously also become like Dubai. Obviously, Ghana, we peg ourselves with, we look at how Kenya, we look at how Rwanda, we look at how Tanzania and their tourism is also booming. We as a country also have ours booming. But obviously, as it is, we are looking at making Ghana the preferred tourist destination in West Africa. In as much as we are doing that, we are also looking at raking in as much into the economy. And you know, bro, we can leverage on tourism to make up this country. Trust me, I'm telling you. Tourism is a driving force of any economy. That is why successive governments over the time, I must commend successive governments over the time, have been able to invest into the tourism industry. They have always been able to bring tourism to that pedestal. More especially, let me say, this few years, we've had the year of return bringing in tourists beyond their return, and now Destination Ghana. It is a wake-up call for investors, for them to come on board and invest into the tourism industry. As they invest, it means that we are going to have these skyscrapers and all those, you know, it takes a while to be able to get there. But if we are able to make tourism the #1 foreign exchange earner in the country, we are expected to get to the level of Dubai, like you mentioned, to the level of Qatar and all that. So, bro, we will get there.
Some time ago, we used to call ourselves as Ghana Gateway to Africa. What's the new slogan?
Thank you. You've asked a very good question. The new slogan is Ghana, center of the world. If we say center of the world, what we mean is this. Ghana being the center of the world, the longitude and latitude meet at a point in time. So Ghana is virtually the center of the world. Let me give you a story, bro. When I went to South Africa, right, I addressed a gathering of a lot of tourism practitioners at Meetings Africa. That was sometime late February, early March. I addressed them with the center of the world, and come and see. It was laughter all over. Everybody was laughing, and they wanted to know what is it about Ghana that we have, that we call ourselves the center of the world. Of course, Ghana is the center of heritage. Ghana is the center of culture. Ghana is the center of adventure, just as paragliding. Ghana is the center of architecture. If you go to Menchia Palace Museum, you look at our architecture and it's awesome. Our culture and traditions and our customs. Most of our diasporans and people of African descent come into the country just to experience. So obviously, those who couldn't fly, they will be coming back to be able to experience more of our tourism value chain. All that we have, of course, they would like to experience. So, bro, if you ask, Ghana is the center of the world.
Kofi Atta Kakra Kusi, I think you can sell anything. And you are selling Ghana. Well, thank you for doing that. This is the Lowdown on GhanaWeb TV. You can watch us every Monday on GhanaWeb TV and also on all of GhanaWeb's digital channels. My name is Ismail Akwe. Be safe.